I think that most people know me as somebody who is pretty optimistic and views any hardship as an opportunity, and I'm pretty good at reframing things. And in fact, that's part of like my education is all about reframing and seeing opportunity and positivity in really anything. But I'm finding it really difficult to find or to like keep that positivity and optimism about this hearing loss. I've been hopeful. I've only had 2 injections out of the 5, but after the first one, my hearing slipped further. After the second one, just today in a meeting, I heard it slip even further. And while I haven't taken the updated audiology screening yet, I can just tell. I can tell that the frequencies are just disappearing. Some of you may not know that I studied to be an audiologist. My undergrad was in speech-language pathology. I was going to pursue a doctorate in audiology, and so the physics of the ear has always fascinated me. It's intrigued me. I'm still fascinated by it, and I think it's both a blessing and a curse right now because I understand what's happening. I understand that my hearing is slipping away. And there's nothing I can do about it. I can picture exactly what's going on physiologically, and while that can be helpful because it gives me the reality of the situation, sometimes I wonder if ignorance is bliss, and if I can get through this easier by being hopeful. But I guess like the only way that I can describe it is just imagining that you had one of your 5 senses slipping away and you have no control over it. There's not one thing that I did or didn't do to cause this. It's not about not wearing earplugs at a concert or something, and I almost wish it was that simple. I wish that I had something to blame for it. I wish that I could blame myself for making a mistake or something. But that's not the truth. I woke up one morning and all of a sudden just couldn't hear as well in that ear, and it wasn't gradual. It was sudden. And it's technically permanent damage. The steroid injections, if they work, great, but in most cases they wouldn't. Especially because it took so long for my primary care physician to give me a referral to an otolaryngologist who could do the injections. My doctor didn't even refer me to get a hearing screening. Luckily, I know what an otolaryngologist is. I know what an audiology screening is and why it's critical, and so I was able to advocate for myself in that way. But if you don't know that, then a doctor pushing off a referral is actually detrimental. The highest chances of the injections working are the sooner that you can get them, the better. And 2 weeks after your hearing loss, is kind of that magic time frame. And I got my first injection 2.5, 3 weeks after. So that could cause me permanent damage. It's like an immense amount of implications to this that I haven't even fathomed completely, that I haven't even figured out. And I was studying this. Like, I was going to devote my career to the ear. And so, not that I know everything about it, it's just a matter of, like, definitely not understanding the emotional side of it. And I think it's important for others to understand, or at least hear, this perspective, because it's not talked about. Hearing loss is often associated with a particular age group, and it's seen as a naturally occurring thing. And I'm blessed beyond belief that it's not worse right now. And that it is unilateral, and I understand all the blessings I've been given with that. And also, I think it's important, though, that these emotions get spoken, especially as a 34-year-old woman who has not ever considered one of her 5 senses slipping between her fingers before. So my hope is that I'll at least get to maintain what I have right now. Maybe it'll get a tiny bit better, who knows? But if it continues to slip, I guess there will just be more emotions to navigate at that time. Yep.